Hey, lovely freaks, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Amanda.
And I'm Hannah.
And if you're new here, hi, welcome. If you like things strange and unusual and true crime, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe or follow button. You can also head down to the description box and you'll see a link that will take you to our link tree, and that'll give you access to all of our social media like Instagram, Facebook, and all that jazz. Yeah. Alright, so sorry about the way we sounded on our last podcast, and that we uploaded late as well. Two things. I was super busy that weekend, and it completely forgot it was Friday, and then I realized that our audio was being recorded with the laptop and not our
Actual sound.
microphone. So,
Yeah.
that's why it sounded like trash. I couldn't figure it out, but we figured it out for this one.
And I was wondering, because when we were recording, it was like
Way up in the yellow.
And I was like, it never gets that way. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Maybe we're just really loud today. That's what I was thinking.
It was weird. So anywho, don't forget, you guys, to go visit the Etsy shop, The Lazy Basset. I always say Basset. The Lazy Basset Hound.
I was like, what?
Like Basset Hound?
Yeah.
The Lazy Basset 601. That's the Etsy shop that you can go visit. You can see the link down below. She has awesome stuff like candles, soaps, bath scrubs, all those kinds of things. Super cool, awesome announcement. So hopefully you haven't skipped past this part. Next week, our next podcast, we will be on film.
Yep. So excited.
Hannah's so excited.
Don't say anything negative in the comments, okay? I already know all of it, all right? What you think you're thinking, wow, she looks this way? I already know, okay?
We're gonna start doing our YouTube channel with our faces. And of course, we'll always be on Spotify, everywhere else, so don't freak out. You're still going to get the audio from there. But, we decided to go into the whole show your face on YouTube thing. Because most people, we've got some pretty good views. We've got 6,000, but I just think that we could get more views if we decided to
Show our face.
And maybe not. If nobody likes it and they're like, ooh, ugly, we'll go back to just...
Yeah.
Nothing.
I will literally never look at the comments. I will literally not.
Sorry. So anywho, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be talking about something unusual and different, but wanted to kind of go a creepy route since it is, spooky season. And next week we'll probably have like a creepy haunting or something like that. But we haven't really ever talked about like ocean and delved into the ocean. I think it is.
Dived?
I don't know.
Delved?
We never dived into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So just for reference, 5% of the Earth's oceans have been explored and charted but the ocean makes up 70% of the Earth's surface. So out of 70%, only 5% of that has been explored. So keep that in the back of your mind while we go through all these monsters of the sea.
Yeah, that's so crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Like our universe, like space, has been more explored than...
Yeah, we've explored more of space
oceans
than we have of our ocean, which I think that should be reversed.
Yeah.
We live on this bitch. We kind of need to know what's down there. And it's been proven that there are animals that live in the depths of the ocean. So, what else is down there? Now, I'm sure you guys have probably seen on TikTok and all those other places like Instagram, is that there's been these videos floating around, and some on YouTube, I believe, of different, I think they were sending robotic arms down to the sea floor. I was about to say space floor. The sea floor.
The space floor.
And there was these huge shadows that would move past the robotic arms because it's on a camera.
Yeah.
And they're going through the bottom of the ocean with a camera.
Yeah.
Picking up stuff and looking at things. And so a lot of people think that there's monsters of the deep down there. Also, the whole thing about the Navy setting off those test bombs, and people, did you see that on TikTok?
I did not know that.
They claimed that they were setting off test bombs in the ocean, and there was huge explosions and stuff. But some people are like, yeah, okay, it was probably, you know, Godzilla or
Yeah.
Cthulhu or something
They're
like
like,
that.
yeah, that was us. Yeah, everybody calm down.
Yeah, no big deal. It's just a test. Because it was like it was like I want to say it was a nuclear bomb, but I could be wrong about that.
Was it like bubbling, huge bubbling?
Oh
in the
yeah, it
water?
was a massive explosion in the
Oh,
water.
wow.
Yeah. So, anyways, tons of different stuff on TikTok floating around, and we're gonna talk about all these different creepy mythological creatures, and we're just gonna dive into the monsters of the deep today. And yeah, so another reason for our belief in sea monsters is summed up by Julius Verne in his, I think I said that right, or maybe it was Jules. Anyways, 1870 novel, 20,000 Leagues Below the Sea. I'll get it in a minute. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah. Under the sea.
Yeah. And this is a quote from that book. It says, "Either we do know all the varieties of beings which people our planet, or we do not. If we do not know them all, if nature has still secrets in the depths for us, nothing is more..." Where did I go?
Don't look at me.
Nothing is more conformable to reason than to admit the existence of fishes of all other kinds and even new species. End quote. One clue. I keep on, like, my voice keeps cracking. Do you hear that? I think it's the
Yeah, there's
lemon.
something in here. There's a
It's
lemon,
the lemon
scent.
scent.
I feel like it's that. Sorry.
One clue can be found in the many forms sea monsters take. According to myth and legend, such creatures range from gigantic to human-sized to almost looking familiar. So, we're going to talk about the Kraken.
At first, I thought that said
Obviously.
Karen.
Karen.
We're going to
We're
talk
gonna
about
the
Karen.
Karen.
I was like, what?
No, the Kraken. The
Uh-huh.
subject of tales dating back to 1180.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a long ass time ago. I didn't realize that. And the inspiration of poems and stories and all that other stuff. The creature perhaps inspired by actual sightings of a giant squid. So giant squids are real, and we've seen them like wash up on the shores in Japan and stuff like that. But so a lot of people are like, well, those might have been giant squids that they were seeing back in the day, but they, called it a Kraken and thought it was this monstrous thing, which I would too. I mean, it's not like they saw that a lot back in the day.
That's true.
Back in 1180.
True.
So it dwelled in the waters off of Norway and Iceland. Legends say it measured more than 1.5 miles across and sported arms the size of ship masts. Indeed, the beast was reputedly so vast that sailors could mistake its body for a landmass and its tentacles for the rings of the islands. So there's legends to say that, like if you're in the ocean on the ship, they might have thought it was like an island, and then his tentacles were just...
That's cool.
Like, how in an island there's like different spots to like walk off on the island on like these types of bridges, I guess you could say.
There's been like multiple movies with like pirates and they get on a land and then they figure out, it's like an animal. Yeah, and then in Pirates of the Caribbean, he was... That's what I was thinking. That was in it, yeah. And also in Pirates of the Caribbean, they showed the other thing, which is, as a result, the greatest danger is that this Kraken poses was that it made a whirlpool and it would suck down ships. So if it couldn't get to the ship, it would make a whirlpool so fast that it would suck it into its mouth, I guess, or into the depths. I don't know. Suck it in. Hundreds of years ago, European sailors told of a sea monster called a Kraken that could toss ships into the air and, eat sailors and stuff like that. That would be terrifying if that was true. Could be true. We don't know. Could be. Then there's another one that is called by the way, I'm going to mess up on a lot of these words, just so you guys know. I don't even know.
yeah, whatever. It's a sea. Oh wait, it's basically it's basically a monster of women. So it's kind of like a humanoid sea monster, and it's in Norse mythology, and it's like a giant mermaid basically, and it lurks off the coast of Greenland. Her eyes are piercing, and her hair is wild, and her webbed hands are seemingly. Yeah, I can't say that word. Too big for her body.
She sounds beautiful.
Yeah, and also on that note, wanted to talk about, you know how you've seen like the TikTok mermaid theories going around? Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, there's so many, you guys. If you don't know what we're talking about, just Google mermaids on TikTok.
And there's been video of mermaids like just sitting there and people getting them on footage, and then them like on a rock or something, and then just jumping off. Yeah, which those could be fake, but they look really realistic.
They do look really real. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. There was one where this girl was, or guy, I don't know, filming, and it was sitting on a rock, and it had long, like, it had a long torso and a long neck, and
it
like
didn't even
scraggly
look real,
looking hair. Yeah. And I couldn't tell. Did it have fins?
Yeah, but it didn't look like a human being, like Little Mermaid kind of shit.
No, it looked like a fucking alien. Like, it was creepy.
It didn't look like real.
Yeah. So I don't know. Then there's other ones where there was a mermaid head. Well, it was like the head of a human, and it it kind of reminded me of that movie that just came out, Luca. Like it looks like that in the water. And I thought it was really funny. But yeah, there's tons of people on TikTok that like do all these different what's the word I'm looking for? Videos of mermaids and stuff like that. There's also videos of the next thing that we're going to talk about, but I'm pretty sure they're fake. So, have you seen the ones where they've been like on land and out in the distance there's like fog, and then there's like these tentacles that move?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that video? It looks real as shit, but then at the same time I'm like, I'm pretty sure we'd have heard about that like somewhere by now. Maybe not.
On the news.
I mean, well, you say that, but look how long it took them to tell us about aliens.
That's true.
So all these things could be true. I mean, we could have krakens and mermaids and all these other sea monsters
we've already
in the
got
sea.
Aliens, and it's proven.
Exactly. So, I mean, who knows? So the next one we're going to talk about is Cthulhu. For those of you that don't know what Cthulhu is, the legend is that he came to Earth from stars a long time before humans even existed. It's been Cthulhu. He's been inhabiting our oceans for millions of years, and it's said that no one has ever lived to see the light of day after witnessing the presence of Cthulhu. He was created by H.P. Lovecraft, who was an author. But it's also like a religion as well. There's a religion based behind Cthulhu.
I did not know that.
People worship him and all this other stuff. He is often described as a hideous gargantuan in size and often linked with extreme horror and evil. Cthulhu is nearly immortal and comprised of great strength and cause of great terror among people or anyone that sees him. His ability to fly in vast intelligence has awareness to make him a great warrior. He can only be killed by a near omnipotent power, which kind of reminds me of like Superman.
Yeah. Is this Superman?
Yeah. He also has telepathic powers as well. Cthulhu was born on a planet. Now this is all from the mind of H.P. Lovecraft. And I'm not going to go into that. You would have to read. I have the Cthulhu
So this
book.
is an actual author, but people think it's real? I'm confused.
Yeah, so he said, or H.P. Lovecraft. So it's not really a religion. I'm misspoken. More like a there's theories that there's cults out there. I'll just put it that way. And yes, they kind of like, it's kind of like Scientology. I mean, they took what a dude said in a book and made a religion out of it. So, I mean, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Where am I? Okay. So Cthulhu was born on a planet called Vorl. Probably said that wrong. Located in the 23rd Nebula. After landing in the Pacific Ocean, he built a city named R'lyeh. He went to the deep to hibernate after this, and after several years of peace and development on Earth, a disaster struck this city that he built, sinking it into the ocean. It is also said that once this city rises from the ocean, Cthulhu will once again take over the world and rule it. Thankfully, that has not happened yet. And there is speculation that they have found like a city under the ocean of this, and there's like temples of Cthulhu, but I've never seen like actual pictures. I've just seen drawings, so I don't know. But yeah, and that was another thing, like, about Cthulhu's legend, I guess you could say. He is also said to have a great bit of destruction and know the deepest secrets of the entire universe. So that's always great. And he also, it's kind of like, what's that movie? Bird Box. You know how if you look at him, like, you instantly
go crazy.
And that's what the legend is. Like, if you see him, you'll go crazy and kill yourself. Wow. So that's fun.
I wonder, well, I was going to ask, what does he look like? But I'm sure nobody knows, really.
Well, so H.P. Lovecraft, I'll pull it up while we're still talking, but there's different descriptions of what he looks like, I guess you could say. I can't find it. But anyways, while I'm talking, I'll show you.
Okay.
So the next one is the sea fog or the sea mist. I don't know how to say that word. Hafgoof. It is an insanely huge Nordic monster. Appearing in Nordic works such as The King's Mirror, this creature's nose and jaws jut out of the sea like rock islands. So it looks like just like an island.
Or mountains.
But it's its mouth. So,
wow.
Yeah. If sailors mistake the monster's mouth for land, they may be devoured as the sinking ships back into the abyss. Most accounts suggest that this sea mist has a mate named Linkbark, which is kind of sweet for a monster to have like a mate.
Aww.
So sweet.
Love.
Yeah. Though the sea fog isn't on the level of the world-ending giant sea monsters, so it's not on that level like Cthulhu. It holds a unique place on this list of monsters we're going to talk about as the mother of the sea monsters. It devours everything smaller than itself and includes like fish and stuff like that. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Jaws, you know?
That's so like...
But that's what Cthulhu is supposed to look like. So he's kind of got like a...
Tentacle face,
and like massive wings.
Muscles.
He's muscly, yeah. And then he supposedly has like minions of hell and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, he came from outer space. So... And that's what a lot of people like, these different TikTokers and stuff like that are showing all these things on TikTok. There was one where, it's a stretch, but there was one video where this guy was in, I don't know, Alaska, or he was somewhere where there's glaciers. And so he had to be further than that, but I just made myself look real stupid. But anyways, he was in the boat, and he was like trying to get away from this wall of like ice that was following him, or wave that was following him. It was a huge wave, and it was probably from a glacier falling into the, falling off, a big chunk falling off and making this huge wave. But a lot of people were like, oh, it's Cthulhu, or oh, it's a Kraken, or something like that.
It's Cthulhu.
Yeah. So once again, I mean, could be, but who knows. So the sea monk, oh god, I hate these words.
The
Amabuzu is a shadowy creature that rises from calm waters at night and capsizes boats and ships. It is called the sea monk because its bald head reminds the sailors of a shaved Buddhist monk. This is a legend from Japan or China. I think it's Japan. The legend says that they can rise 10 feet tall and break ships in two. It also reminds me, what's that movie? The Sea. The anime. Where the little girl comes from the sea.
Comes from the sea.
To the little boy. And she's like a fish.
Ponyo.
Ponyo. So it kind of reminds me, you know how the waves looked?
You said anime, and I was like, there's many? Keep going.
I couldn't think of it.
From the sea? Well, that could be many.
So anyways, you know how the waves were like,
oh yeah, she
growing
was like,
and everything.
Yeah,
they kind of remind me of that. Like that's what they look like. Reports of these sea monks have been described different behaviors, such as pulling ships down into the water, or by like the masts of the ship, or clinging to the hull to sink it. And some of them also try to make like fires on the boat so the boat can sink. So they're just like kind of mischievous
little douchebags.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could say. So there's another one, the Leviathan, which I'm sure you've heard about in the Bible, and many other different religions talk about the Leviathan, because it's supposed to be like.
I've heard of it, but I don't really remember.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like this end of the world type of creature, and it says something about that in the Bible. I don't know. I know some of the Bible, but not a lot. So, one thing that is the same, no matter what story you hear, is that this is a serpent-like beast that rules the sea. In the 17th century, the term Leviathan was used to describe any large sea creature that they didn't know, like a blue whale or a giant white shark, because in the 17th century, can you imagine like living back then and just
seeing a shark,
rowing in your fucking rowboat and seeing like a shark?
And they're like, what is that? It's some mythical creature.
Yeah, exactly. So they called those Leviathans because they didn't know what they were at first.
That's funny.
Especially like whales like Moby Dick and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I bet they freaked out when they saw a whale.
Yeah, that'd really suck. So they're also known as torturers, serpents of the sea. Some believe that it is the physical representation of the hellmouth. It can swallow souls and drag them to hell for their last judgment. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
So it has like a huge mouth? Is that what?
The Leviathan?
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture.
Okay.
But yeah, I was thinking about that when I was doing all this research. I was like, a lot of these legends, I probably spelled that wrong. A lot of these legends like come from, so it kind of looks like that. It's like a serpent with a lot of different.
Kind of looks like Nessie, a little bit.
Loch Ness Monster, yeah. A little bit, but it's like a serpent, like a snake. Like
kind of looks like a dragon too.
And that's God. That's a picture of like God,
So it's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible, yeah. But I can't remember. I'm not even going to go into the story because I can't remember.
Probably.
I think it's in Job. And I think it's in Revelations. I don't know. Don't quote me.
Well, when I was in Bible, they said they had a lot of like mythical creatures, like what angels are supposed to look like a huge eyeball and some feathers.
Not what they look like on children's books. Let's throw that out there.
Like when you showed us pictures, I was like, that's what an angel looks like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I saw when I was taking, for those of you that don't know, I was taking world religions, and in college, actually looked like, I was typing it up, but yeah. So you're talking about that right there?
Yeah.
They
have like an eyeball and some feathers.
Some of them have like an eye with like different rings around it with eyes. And the other ones have like an eye in the middle, and then there's feathers around them. But isn't it, because I vaguely remember world religions, so help me out here. Isn't it in the Bible like we don't see them that way, because if we did, we wouldn't be able to comprehend.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they put on disguises sometimes to look like a human.
Because we would just
freak out.
Honestly, probably die,
Yeah.
I mean, we were already dead, but if we weren't dead, if one ever came to us on Earth,
I'd go
crazy. Yeah.
For sure. Be like, all right, I'm done. And just leave.
Yeah.
Have a great life.
I'm not going. Yeah. Could you imagine, though, like, if
it's in heaven, that's creepy.
If that's what they look like, imagine what demons look like. I mean,
that's
we
true,
can only
but that's
imagine.
Really creepy if I'm in heaven and just a bunch of eye-looking things. Or just,
eyeballs with feathers.
Welcome to your eternity. It's just eyeballs. And I'm like, oh, yay. So happy. Thank you.
But a lot of people that have claimed that they've died and went to heaven say that they don't see angels like that. They see them as people.
Huh.
So that's why I'm saying probably they put on disguises. Maybe
God's
even once you get there.
You're going to have to put this on.
You're going to have to put this.
You're going to freak them out, okay?
Jeffrey, hey, I need you to put your cloak on before you leave.
He's like, oh, man.
They're going to freak out. So the next sea monster we're going to talk about is this Scala? I don't know. I suck.
Scylla.
Scylla. And we'll put all these pictures up so you guys are like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
It was a terror of the Strait of Messina. So there's like a strait that this
makes no sense to me. What?
The strait.
Is it straight?
It's a landmass. No. 2 landmasses, and in the middle is like a river, like a strait.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I had to take her back to 1st grade.
Yeah, sorry.
She was described by Homer in Greek mythology, which is the person that wrote about Greek mythology. If you don't know who that is, I can't help you because we're not going to talk about Greek mythology today. I can't go into that as well. That's a long discussion. But I have tons of books. As a beast, she was described as a beast that was 12 dangling feet and 6 heads and rows of teeth. Some older depictions said that she was actually a half woman and half serpent of the sea, and also had like dog heads coming out of her hips. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The way you looked at me. But she was still beautiful. Like her face, like her human face was still beautiful.
Okay.
She was actually supposedly once like a nymph, and one of the gods, God Glaucus, he was like in love with her, and the witch.
I love you so much. His dog's just barking.
She didn't look like that when she was a nymph. She didn't look like that.
Oh, okay.
The sea witch Circe actually got jealous and like turned her into this serpent woman, 6 head, 12 dangling feet, whatever she looks like. Yeah, dogs from the hips type of situation.
I got some nice hips, baby. They're just barking at me.
I love them hips. Another sea monster nymph from Japan, they got some weird ones, is Ningen. Oh, God, I'm going to get murdered in the comments. It resembles a human in that it had arms, legs, and 5-fingered hands. I'll get in a minute. Why didn't they just say hands? Whatever. And a human-like face. 5-fingered hands. Every fucking hand is 5 fingers. Whatever. I got these from all different kinds of articles from everywhere. So, however, after taking a close look at its face, you would notice that it's missing a nose. To add to this horrifying demeanor, this creature also had a fin and a tail and was a cold-blooded killer who would torture sailors by murdering them and then dragging their lifeless bodies along shore to taunt their shipmates. That's pretty awful. Leave it to the Japanese.
Yeah.
It couldn't just be that it drug the ship down. It had to be that it murdered their bodies and then took their lifeless bodies on shore and was like, ha-ha, see what I did?
Put a little bit of spice into it.
Yeah. The next one is from the colder part of the world. So this is the Inuit people. And this, I believe, is also like a folklore in Alaska, places like that. So it's the Quallapalik, I believe. Okay, so this one earns a pretty cool spot on this list because it is an evil mermaid with some human-like qualities, but also it has green skin along with grotesquely long fingernails that like make it look like immortal because they're like nasty and all that. Not to mention the green skin. It was specifically fearsome due to the fact that these witch-like sea creatures, they would kidnap little children and that were playing in nearby waters, and they would lure them with the sound of humming voices, so like sweet humming sounds, and they would lure them to the waters. Some legends say that these witches would devour the children, and then others say that they would feed them to their young or just take them down into the depths of the sea and never return them. And the Inuit people would tell their kids like these legends also to keep them from the waters.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a...
But if it's cold, they're not going to go in the water, right?
Well, they would also tell them, like, if you're naughty, it's going to come get you. So it kind of is like a Krampus sea monster.
Of course. God, parents, don't scare your kids that way. Just be like, hey, don't be bad.
Krampus of the sea. That's what it is. And they look really freaky as well. So there's another one I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to find it. But I think I might have already talked about it.
Yeah, you
did I already talk about the Inging and Jin? I can't. Whatever. Oh yeah, because it was the one that had the 5-fingered hands.
5-fingered hands.
That kills me.
We have to say that they have 5 fingers on each hand.
Yeah.
They'll never know.
In Finland, there is an Iku torso.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that's what that is. Is another monster, and the Ingu torso translates to the eternal torso, and was considered the ultimate savage that resembled a giant octopus with long tentacles and suckers, like suction things.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of reminds me of like a kraken, but it's the Finland's version. When the eternal torso became enraged, it would sprout dragon-like wings which were like super, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
While typically keep to itself, but when provoked, it would go on a rampage and be super pissed.
I'm imagining like an octopus and a dragon.
I'm imagining
together.
like a kraken with wings.
Yeah.
That would be no thanks.
Yeah. That would be awful.
Which kind of reminds me of Cthulhu though. So a lot of these actually, most of these, like that one and then the kraken,
all sound like Cthulhu.
Kind of sound like Cthulhu. I feel like they all kind of came from that, but
maybe it's just all Cthulhu.
He changes his shape. He just changed his shape. But yeah, so those are some of the sea monsters we talked about today. There are plenty more, but we would literally be here all day if we wanted to go through all of them because there's so many. But the most terrifying to me is Cthulhu. And to be quite honest, like there's so many people that believe that. I mean, I think that a kraken could be real. Honestly, yeah. There could be a real big ass octopus down there. We don't know.
Oh yeah, I think because there has been have been reports of the kraken, like wasn't it like video? I'm pretty sure because I know I've seen a documentary of actual footage. Like they didn't see like the entire thing, but they saw like just like an arm or something. Because they were going down into the ocean and they just saw like an arm or something, and it was like a huge ass arm. That's what I remember.
Yeah, kind of. Now there's also a big fin squid. This is a real thing. And you see it's like a little bitty squid with like long tentacles.
Yeah.
But it's not very big. I mean, that's an actual animal. That's like way down there. Of course you have anglerfish that, glow, and you have all those glowing creepy ass fish that are down there.
Yeah, that look ugly.
That's so crazy to me that, I mean, I get it. They have to adapt, so that's why they are able to glow and have lights. And
yeah.
But it, like in Dory, when he lights up, like there's actual, I don't even remember what it's called, but there's actual fish like that have like electrical light. That's so like they have electricity in their body and they're in the water. It's really weird to think about. So yeah, there's no telling what's down there. I'm terrified of the ocean. What's it called?
I have no idea. I know you and Isaac have it.
Yeah. Now, like, I'll go in the ocean and I'll go swim at the beach, but if I get any further, then, like, if
you can't touch, you're like, no, thank you, I'm good.
Yeah, if I can't touch. Fear of the ocean. What's it called? Because that's gonna get on my nerves. That big long word. Thalassophobia. Thalassophobia. We suck at pronouncing things. It takes us a minute.
I have dyslexia, sorry.
Yeah, thalassophobia. So, like, I've told my husband we want to go on a cruise, and that's fine, but it also terrifies me at the same time because, like, dude, if the ship's going down, I'm going to kill myself before it does. Yeah, I'm going to blow my fucking brains out.
Be like, I'm done. Yeah.
I'm not going, like, that photo right there. Oh, no. That makes me want to die.
Like,
that literally makes me...
those documentaries?
Oh, God.
Where they are, like, lost at sea, but, like, there's been some where they just have a flotation device they just hang over, but the rest of their body is just floating for, like, days.
Never would I.
I would never.
Because that's my fear. There's a deep sea monster down there waiting. Just waiting for me. Just me. It would just be me.
He's like, nobody else. Forget all those other fish to eat. There's a thing on top of the water.
Nobody else would see it, just me. And you know those what's like movies where they're like in caves and stuff like that, and they're like underwater caves and stuff? Negative. No, thank you.
I would not go through
never go cave diving.
No. I would not go through a cave, period. Like when they go through those little bitty holes, I'm like, no.
There's
no,
that fish.
You. Yeah.
Anglerfish. It is an anglerfish, yeah. I'm sorry about that.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna be your best friend.
Happy feeling gone.
Clownfish. Those aren't in the deeps. I was looking for
different types of fish.
Different types of sea cucumber. Now there's different types of eels. Blobfish, negative. That looks like
so ugly.
That looks like just a demon from hell.
That looks like a grandpa.
A goblin shark. Those are down deep. Yeah, they have like long noses and they have fucked up teeth. It's like the retarded cousin of the great white. It's like
the great shark's like, oh, we don't talk about goblin shark.
That's why it's called a goblin shark, because it looks like a goblin.
It does look like a goblin.
The goblin of sharks. They named that one right. A Dumbo octopus, cutest thing ever.
So cute.
So fucking cute. Not even gonna lie.
Oh my god, I want him as a pet.
Because they got like they're called Dumbo octopus because they got little ears.
Oh, that's so cute.
Or big ears. Giant hatch fish. They're kind of like see-through-ish kind of. Yeti crab. Yeah, they're furry.
That looks like a spider.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a tarantula.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Red-lipped.
That looks like an ant.
The red-lipped batfish. She going on a date. She's got a little bit of
she needs to shave her face a little bit, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to save all these so I can show these in the video because everybody's gonna be like, what the fuck are they talking about? Yeah, I can't get over the goblin fish though.
When you said
the goblin shark
about the cousin, I was like, whoa.
That's true. Like,
great sharks are like, no, we're not related.
We don't talk about goblin fish shark. No, that's not really a shark. We don't talk about him.
Yeah. He's not related in the shark family.
He stayed down in the deep too long. Alright, so anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Probably not. They probably cut it off like 50 minutes. Well, we've not been on here 50 minutes. How long have we been doing this? 40 minutes.
39 minutes or 40
They
minutes.
Cut it off 20 minutes ago. They're like, okay, this is boring as shit. But I wanted to talk about something new. And it's spooky season. So we had to talk about spooky, creepy, mythological creatures. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, we hope that you guys have a fantastic weekend, and hopefully we'll have another spooky episode for you next time, and we'll have a spooky setup. You guys can see our faces, our lovely faces.
Maybe we'll talk about ghosts or something.
I don't know. I hadn't decided, but I want to do something.
It has to be something interesting because we're gonna have our face.
Yeah, that's why it has to be interesting.
Oh yeah, because they're gonna click off immediately. Yeah. They're gonna be like, ooh,
yeah,
click.
If you have any suggestions, we put up this thing on our Instagram. You can go into our on our Instagram page and then go to what's it called, highlights, and you'll see where we talked about if there's any suggestions of spooky things you guys want to hear about, whether it be possessions, monsters, urban legends, serial killers that maybe, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could talk about Gacy because he was a clown.
Haven't we already talked about him?
No.
I thought we have.
I mean, we've talked about him because we know him.
Yeah.
We know him.
We know him personally.
We know old John Wayne.
John Wayne.
But anyways, so, all right, we'll see you guys later. Bye.